I know it's been a while since I've talked about Schitt's Creek. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend like it hasn't, but here I am. I said I would finish it, so let's dive in. Everybody, my name is Zack, and I love talking cinema and all things entertainment. And as always, I really do appreciate you guys clicking on the thumbnail. I really hope you guys enjoy your stay. Because like I said, here we are, judging from the shirt, Schitt's Creek Season 5. As I said in my last TV thoughts for this excellent sitcom, it's got an uphill battle to be better than Season 4. So let's just dig right into the pleasantries. This is a TV show. All of these episodes are out on Netflix right now. So just saying, this video is going to be filled with spoilers. So just in case you haven't gotten to Season 5 yet, just in case you've never seen an episode of Schitt's Creek, which if that's the case, I mean, what's wrong with you? But just in case, you've been fairly warned. So let's get to it. The Roses are finally thriving in Schitt's Creek, and they find themselves ready to take their personal relationships and business pursuits to the next level. Moira, played masterfully once again with such regal confidence by Catherine O'Hara, returns from a breakthrough film shoot in Bosnia with a clear exit strategy, along with a renewed sense of purpose. But little does she know, oh god, guys, this film, this film that she's working on, it is a piece of shit. This is a movie called The Crows where Catherine O'Hara is dressing up in this feather, clad outfit. It is so strange. This movie she's on is on the level of The Happening. That bad, people! I mean, this is just a brief little segue, but there is one joke that the director of this film has. He's actually a character in this, but he basically just says that he's there for a paycheck or whatever. I love that. So funny. But with this newfound energy that she's found, Moira is finally inspired to leave her mark on the town by launching her most ambitious artistic endeavor yet. And as a theater major, oh my god, this makes me so happy. This project is a community theater production of Cabaret. This honestly hit way too close to home because I actually am lined up to play Cliff next spring. But the casting in the musical was spot on here even. The finale showcases Patrick as the MC doing the Wilkeman number, and Stevie singing Maybe This Time as Sally Bowles, finally breaking out of her shell. And this is someone who I haven't really talked about in depth in any of these Schitt's Creek videos yet, but I cannot overemphasize enough how perfect Emily Hampshire is as Stevie. Talk about pitch perfect casting. Stevie really has a lot of breakthrough moments in this season specifically. For example, she becomes romantically involved with a hotel critic named Amir who stays at the Rosebud, and then like a bastard, he goes off and breaks her heart just as the motel wins this big award. There is so much range that Emily Hampshire gets to explore, and I not only dug this excellent performance, but also the incredible character arc this one goes through. Speaking of, the reputation of the Rosebud Motel is steadily building under Johnny's leadership, but managing the individual needs of his staff, Stevie and Roland, proves to be a greater challenge. Chris Elliott as Roland is his usual funny self, saying things with absolutely no filter whatsoever, and Eugene Levy provides the perfect straight man to sell how silly all these situations are, as he always does. But I honestly, here's the thing guys, I cannot squeeze past this Season 5 review of Schitt's Creek without mentioning one thing. The roast of Roland Schitt. I mean, where was Comedy Central to film that awkwardness? So basically, the essence of it is this. Eugene Levy basically is a replacement on the panel for this roast, or the dais. And it's clear from the get-go why Johnny Rose was sitting on the bench. He goes up to do his spiel, and it's just a bunch of terrible dad jokes at first. So much so that you would think Johnny Rose was a Jungle Cruise skipper in a past life. But he eventually catches his groove, and I'm smiling thinking about it, but you know what? That's what this whole show is. It just makes me smile from ear to ear. Alexis, once again played beautifully by the ever so elegant Annie Murphy, has finally achieved some stability in both romance and career. So she tries to spice things up with Ted, played once again by Dustin Milligan, while contemplating a next step that could take her beyond Schitt's Creek. And I will admit that this was basically your more traditional run-of-the-mill relationship arc that I'm used to in a lot of these sitcoms. I will say that Ted does get this big job opportunity in the Galapagos Islands that I think will get a big arc in this final season. But it's kind of funny. Alexis agrees to eventually join him over there. And that's all while she's constantly getting the geography incorrect, always mixing up the Galapagos Islands with a different spot. Dare I say, Alexis was only one thing. Incorrect! While I'm thinking of my favorite character, I mean, God, David's arc in this season, especially his whole romance with Patrick, it just warmed my heart. With Rose Apothecary running smoothly, David is now focusing on nurturing this relationship with Patrick, and from apartment hunting to joining a baseball team, which is a fun episode in its own right, David proves he's willing to go the extra mile, both literally and figuratively speaking. Figuratively in the sense that there's one episode where he wants to set up a surprise birthday party for Patrick, with an added caveat that Patrick's parents are invited. But the thing is, Patrick's parents have no idea that he's romantically involved with David. So it kind of comes as a shock to them, but honestly, oh man, this episode. Let me just say that the showrunners handle this material with such dignity and such class. It really shows how tough that situation is, coming out to your parents. And Patrick having such loving, caring, and accepting parents was just, man, they got me. This show normally wasn't one to bring tears to my eyes until that very moment. I mean, Noah Reid is magnificent all season long, as he's been in previous installments as Patrick, but God damn, he freaking blew me away in that episode. And David also goes the extra mile, literally speaking, when he goes on this hike with Patrick. And as per David's usual self, he's complaining the whole way through until Patrick injures his foot. David ends up finishing the hike, nurturing Patrick to health. And this all leads to my favorite sitcom marriage proposal since Chandler and Monica. I'm serious. Patrick's proposal was so sweet and emotional and funny, like... I loved it. It was picture perfect. And Dan Levy, as I've mentioned before, once again is fabulous both on screen and off. There's a very good reason why David is my favorite character. You also don't need me to tell you how good this writing is. It is still razor sharp witty. No laugh tracks to be found in this sitcom. That's what I really respect about Schitt's Creek. They let you, as the audience member, figure out what's funny. And they don't have to tell you with a laugh track. This is coming from someone that loves Friends as well. And I find that show hilarious. But this really lets the actors' performances be front and center, and it lets them tell you what's funny. And I loved season 5. I really don't have a ton of issues with it, really thinking about it. I will say, though, it is a sitcom, so I'm not going to downgrade season 5 too harshly for what I'm about to talk about. But there were a couple of gimmicks thrown in here and there that were all meant to be obstacles for David and Patrick's relationship, and I kind of felt like these gimmicks were a little bit too forced, especially one involving a game of spin the bottle, which felt super contrived to me. But that, honestly, that's really nitpicking, guys. I really loved this season. I can't wait to finish this off and see what's next. I'm gonna give Schitt's Creek season 5 an A. Wow, I loved this season. In case you couldn't tell already, yeah, this is easily the best season I've sat through so far in this binge, and it makes me so impatient to see how this all wraps up with what I'm guessing is David and Patrick's wedding in this finale. I mean, I guess if you want to, you can correct me if I'm wrong on that down in the comments. But also, feel free to let me know what your opinion is on Schitt's Creek. Do you also watch it? Do you not like it? Do you love it as much as I do? And also, let me know down in the comments section which episode of Schitt's Creek has been your favorite so far. Because as you guys know, I love creating this content for you guys and discussing all new things entertainment. So go ahead and make some noise down in the comments section. Let's have a further discussion and let's have some more fun with each other. And just a reminder, if you guys are enjoying my content so far, if this is the first time you're visiting the channel today, then do consider hitting that subscribe button down below as hard as you possibly can. This really helps me get the content out there. You guys can be the first ones to know anytime I hit a new upload, and it's also free. What have you got to lose? And also be sure to hit that thumbs up on your way out. That also is really beneficial to help me get the content out there to you guys. And as always, stay tuned for more exciting content hitting this channel very soon. I've got loads of exciting stuff planned for you. This weekend is pretty busy at the cinema with Reminiscence, The Protege, and The Night House all hitting theaters, so stay tuned for my reviews on those. It's also a pretty packed weekend in the professional wrestling world. This is all headlined by WWE SummerSlam this Saturday at the time of recording, headlined by Roman Reigns versus John Cena. So expect at least a couple more installments of the ZNT wrestling show involving myself and my co-host Tomas. And last but not least, guys, just in case you missed my big announcement on Twitter, my next retro series throughout the month of September, it's gonna be a small one, just a heads up, because this October, lots of scary movies to dig into. But I want to say I want to try and get these uploaded every Wednesday through September, but I'm gonna be talking about every single James Bond film starring Daniel Craig in the build-up to No Time to Die. Yeah, you guys think you might want every single Bond film reviewed on here, but you don't. In all actuality, guys, I wish I had the time to give you reviews for every single 007 movie, but seeing as how there's not enough time in a year, I'm just gonna focus on every single Daniel Craig Bond and then end it off with No Time to Die in the middle of October or whenever that comes out. I always forget all these delays. So you guys can expect all that and much, much more, including some more TV thoughts as always. The 6th and final season for Schitt's Creek should be uploaded whenever I'm done with that. And don't you think I've forgotten about Game of Thrones? So don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of this exciting new content that I just listed off. You guys are the best. Again, thank you all so much for your support of the channel. It really, really does mean the world. With all that being said, back talk, commence!